Los verbos in español. Spanish regular verbs in the present tense. In this lesson, we will review what a verb is, review what subject pronouns are, learn about infinitive verbs, and we'll learn about how regular Spanish verbs work in the present tense. ¿Qué es un verbo? What is a verb? A verb is an action word. It's what we do. Because a verb is an action, it needs a subject. The subject is the person or thing that is performing the verb's action. In English, you can tell the subject of a verb by paying attention to subject pronouns. In English, we change our subject pronouns, such as I, you, he or she, we, they or you all, to show who is doing the action of the verb. Let's look at the English verb run. Notice how run hardly changes. We know who is running because of the subject pronoun in front of the verb run. In Espanol, verbs are a little different. In Spanish, the endings on the verbs show who is doing the action, as well as the tense. So let's look at the Spanish verb ganar, which means to win. Notice how the endings for ganar change depending on who is doing the winning. The infinitive verb. Infinitive verbs have no subject. This is the verb form where no one is performing the action. These verbs include the word to jump, to dance, and to write. In Spanish, the infinitive verb will end in AR, ER, or IR, such as hablar, aprender, and escribir. AR, ER, and IR verbs each have their own set of endings. Let's look at the present tense endings for the AR verb hablar. Simply cut off that AR ending and add the ending that shows who is doing the action. Hablo, hablas, habla, hablamos, hablan. Here is a big list of the present tense endings for Spanish verbs. Notice how ER verbs and IR verbs have very similar endings. The only ending that differs between the two is the nosotros ending. Intentemos, let's try it out. Notice that each time the subject pronouns change, so do the endings on the verbs. Let's tweet some verbs in action. Yo ayudo a mis alumnos con su tarea. Ella invita a todos sus amigos a la fiesta. ¿Qué hacemos esta noche? Mis alumnos escriben las respuestas correctas. A ti te toca. Your turn. Fill in the blank with the correct form of the verb that is listed. Our verb is comer, to eat. Tú comes la pizza. Our verb is vivir, to live. Usted vive en Norfolk. The next verb is cantar, to sing. Kyle canta las canciones de Bon Jovi todos los días. This verb is escribir, to write. Nosotros escribimos las respuestas. This verb is charlar, to chat. Ellas charlan en la clase de inglés. And our last verb is preguntar, to ask a question. Yo pregunto muchas preguntas en la clase de matemáticas. Something to remember. We have already worked with the verbs ser, estar, and tener in class. You may notice these verbs do not quite follow the verb patterns that we learned in this video. This video is about regular verbs. Regular verbs follow a predictable pattern when they are put to use. Ser, estar, and tener are considered irregular verbs. We will learn about these kinds of verbs at another time. Fin!